Okay, so...
Yeah, so, ready to light the signal fires?
Oh, yes, and kill all the demon transport ships that are actually alive.
Yeah, those creepy ass things.
And I also have to remember what abilities are on my character, because I haven't played this in a while.
Shh! They might know this is a new recording session.
I mean, D, all of the above. Oh, guys, have I ever told you about the 2 different times I've, like, fucked up my foot?
No, I don't think so.
Well, the first time
Only
was...
two?
Well, no, like, fucked up my foot. Like, I've never broken anything, so I didn't ever break it, but, like, it was basically looking like bloody murder both times. The first time happened, I was in my basement, and that's when my basement was actually, like, habitable and not spiders and a storage unit, basically. And so, I was downstairs, and I just got off, like, playing Xbox and shit. And as I'm coming upstairs, somehow a hammer got left right in the path of, like, right going towards the stairs. And it got left with the nail ripping out part face up. So I ended up stepping almost full force on the back end of a hammer, driving both of the prongs inside of my foot. And let's just say, like, I was walking up, I had to, like, limp up the stairs, like, going, like, insane because, like, just blood was, like, coming out of my foot. And so when I finally got upstairs, I was in the bathroom and I'm just like, Mom, you should probably check this out. She's like, what do you want? It's like, because it was, like, midnight, like, because we were heading to bed and shit. And she's just like, what do you want? We're about to go to bed. And I'm just like, well, you might want to cancel that because look at my foot. And there was just blood all, like, on the bathroom floor from, like, my foot. Because there's, like, a gaping, like, 2 wound holes from where I stepped on the back end of a hammer.
Ew.
And, like, I was, like, limping for, like, the next 2 days because my foot, like, hurt like almighty shit.
Ew.
And then the next time I heard it, I don't even know how this happened, but I was getting off my couch, and somehow when I was in mid-air, like, getting off the couch, I, like, tripped in the air, and the way I landed on my foot was basically, like, on my big toe, so bent backwards, and basically the part where the nail and the skin are put, like, together was, like, bleeding because of how the nail bent when my, like, foot landed on, like, my toe landed after getting off the couch. And once again, there is blood everywhere.
Ooh.
At least that one didn't, like, hurt as much since it was just basically bleeding from how my toe landed. But I was just like, how the hell do I trip in mid-air?
Same way I always manage to trip while sitting down.
Or how I seem to trip up the stairs and almost, like, knock my teeth out. That was a fun one.
That's always enjoyable.
Or when I was a small wee lad and my dogs basically pushed me down the stairs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was back when I had 3 dogs and not just 2. And one of them was like a bigger dog. Like bigger than Rocky.
Oh yeah.
Like as big as Rocky or a little bit bigger than Rocky. And we had Rocky, because it was Rocky, Rufus, and Cinders at the time. Those 3 dogs. And they literally all... I was opening the door to let them go outside. And my stairs are literally right to the right of my door. So as I was letting them outside, all 3 of them were like, I want to get outside now. So they all filled up the little space in, like, between the stairs and the door and pushed me down the stairs. So I, like, tumbled, like, basically all the way down the stairs, just going ka-kunk, 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 ka-kunk. Because my dogs just had to get outside.
That sounds both adorable and terrifying.
And I was like 8 or like 6. That was like, I was real young back then. Because that's when Cinders was still alive. And Cinders was like the first dog I ever had.
Ah.
And like, I just remember like falling down the stairs and then hearing my mom go, what the, like, what was that? And I'm just like, ah! Because I was the fucking little kid, like, oh, and like, I pretty much basically hit my head on like the cement wall at the corner of the stairs. That's how I
Ouch.
stopped rolling down the stairs. Yeah, that was fun.
Well, cement is good at stopping momentum.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, my body's okay, but my head is broken.
Cement is momentum.
Cementum.
Cementum!
Ooh.
Hey, Sasquatch,
Yellows.
Yeah?
have you heard that 1 out of 3 people are gay? And, well, I'm not gay. And I'm pretty sure you're not gay, right?
Yes, we have all heard this joke before. Fuck you all.
But Wheatmers, that is a legitimate fact, and, well, me and Sasquatch aren't gay, so...
A legitimate fact from Uranus.
See, that's not even, like, you want to be gay. That's, like, gay from, like, destiny. You have to be gay now, because you're the 3rd person in the group. It was, like, written down in the ancient text. Like, they found it on, like, some cave drawings in a wall. Somewhere in, like, Africa, deep down in the caves. And it said that you would have to be gay in order to, our group to stay together.
It is him, the legendary homosexual Jew.
The homosexual Homo sapien!
Homojusian.
So you guys have any fun times where you broke your shit?
Wrestling practice, 6th grade.
Oh, what happened?
Remember how my wrist was broken? For almost all of 6th grade?
Vaguely?
Yeah. I tried to catch myself while being taken down.
Ooh, so you basically
And
like...
landed on my arm and wound up with a fracture.
Ooh. That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So basically all of that year you had it like cast on? Or at least like bandaging?
That's why I didn't have to do, that's why I got an A in gym.
Lucky bastard.
They give you an A if you had something broken.
Really?
Because technically you can't do it, yeah.
Oh, damn.
So they give you straight, fuck yeah. So I got a free A.
Like you didn't have to do any like writing or shit, they just gave you a free A?
Yeah.
Bastard.
And all I had to do was sit there for like the whole class, and everyone's like, "Why aren't you running?" And I'm like,
Because I'm
man."
injured.
My wrist is gonna throw me off balance for running. Can't do it.
Oh yeah, and running probably upset that.
It could, yeah. Especially if you had it like in a cast or something.
Yeah, it was in a cast.
Mm-hmm.
I got a red one.
Red like the color of the blood of my enemies.
Or the blood from his horribly broken wrist.
The cast was white when I got it, but then I beat it over so many people's head that it became red.
It was so weird having to take a shower with a cast on.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
The cast was waterproof.
Well, obviously, that would suck if
I
it
would
wasn't.
imagine.
It felt weird, though, for the water to run through the cast.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So, Wimwam, when did you break your shit?
See, that's the advantage of being a gigantic pussy when you're a kid. You don't ever break your shit.
So you basically stayed out of all the stupid shit and you didn't break your shit ever?
Pretty much.
Come on, there's gotta be like one time where you broke your shit. Everybody has a time where they broke their shit.
I just don't have one. I never did. I was so paranoid of it.
Really?
Really.
The fear of breaking your shit made it so that you never break your shit.
I guess that's what fears are supposed to do, technically.
Yeah?
True.
I'm not sure whether to call you lucky or a pussy.
A pussy.
A lucky pussy.
I do believe that if you just say Jewish, it means the same thing.
Send your angry letters to sasquatch@gmail.com.
Oh,
I
and
do believe it's cptlongbeard@gmail.com.
Yeah, there.
Oh god, I remember another time, like, you know those little plastic jungle gyms you get that it's basically like a platform that's like 2 inches high and has like a little slide attached to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was basically me and my like one of my friends, I think maybe 2 of my friends, were basically playing around with that and a big rubber ball where we were like jumping on it after jumping off the little platform thing. And I decided that I watched both of them do it and they looked like they had shit tons of fun. So I was like, I want to do this too. This seems fun. And nobody broke their shit, so I'm not going to break my shit. Obviously, as I'm starting the story, I broke my shit. But what happened was what they would do is they'd both jump, bounce their ass off the ball, and then land on their feet. Me, the genius, was just like, well, why don't I just jump on it with my feet? That'll make perfect sense. So I jumped, landed on the ball with my feet, and instantly flipped, going headfirst into the ground. Thankfully, it was over dirt, or else I probably would have, like, a cracked open head. But needless to say, I think I ended up going home early that night because...
So I want to tell you the story about how I broke my first bike.
Broke your first bike? How did you do that, then?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
1 second, I'm gonna close this update.
Well, while he does that,
Close
then
that update because it's late.
I actually just remembered that yes, there was one time, or actually, I think it might have been 2.
So,
Oh, okay, he's starting.
oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, Weemers, tell
Oh, yeah.
a story about when you broke your shit. I want to learn this.
Well, I was like 3 or 4 at the time, and I managed to crack my head open because I, like, tripped backwards on a stool at a drinking fountain. At, like, preschool or something.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I've still got a bald spot where that happened.
So, like, because you were in preschool, you must have been, like, only a couple years old.
Yeah, I think the first time it happened I was like 3, and then when I was 4 I fell off of the bus.
Fell off of the bus, like, tripped off as you were getting off?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it must have been off because the bald spot's in the back.
Interesting.
Yeah, I I kinda didn't remember it because, you know, head injury when you're young.
Yeah. I mean, the earliest memory I have of myself, this is, like, the weirdest fucking shit. Because, one, apparently, when I was younger, like, real young, I used to sleepwalk a little bit. So, the earliest memory I have is when I was 4 years old, and I remember waking up, leaning against the fridge with my head on the, like, my refrigerator. So I was leaning, standing up, face on the refrigerator, asleep. And the first memory I have is waking up like that. Earliest memory I have is the weirdest shit. Like, I must have been sleepwalking or something, but I woke up basically standing up off the fridge because my head was leaning on it and I was passed out like that at 4 years old. Don't remember anything before that. That's like the earliest memory I have, and it's like the weirdest fucking memory to have, too.